Hello, hello, Dr. Jesse Ritter here. Today I want to answer the question that comes up a lot with my patients. And that question is, why can't I just fix my problems as they come up? So I come to you here in my backyard, and over here we have my kids' playhouse, and you may be able to see the slide. And behind me here, this is our vegetable garden. This is our first year, my wife and I, attempting to grow vegetables. So it's been fun so far. Things are doing well. We got a tomato plant, and we got some squash we're gonna harvest in the fall. We got some jalapeno peppers, green peppers, cilantro, different things. So it's been a lot of fun. But today I want to focus on a question that comes up all the time in my office. And I mean, this is a universal thing. I think that a lot of patients are thinking about anytime that proactive type dentistry or more comprehensive type dentistry is recommended or comes up in a discussion, right? So, and it involves really a decision between long term and short term, right? So, when patients are faced with they are continuing to have problems, so they're continuing to get cavities, they're continuing to have teeth break, they're continuing to have teeth wear, chip, and sort of slowly go downhill, right? They're having things kind of happen in a more slow manner. It's really hard for them to kind of get used to the idea or wrap their head around the idea of, well, let's spend all this money, this time, and get this work done um, when they're not in pain, right? When they're not in pain, when things aren't happening quickly, when they don't have infection or anything like that. It's hard to be motivated, right? And really, when this comes up for people, the decision that I talk to them about making really is one of, what do you want your life to be like, your dental experience to be like? Do you want it to be where you come in every 6 months and there's a new problem to fix? There's a new tooth that's cracked that needs a crown, a couple new cavities that need to be filled. Your teeth are continuing to wear. Your joints are remodeling and having problems, but it's not painful. Your joints just clicking, maybe. Is that the experience you want to have? One of frequency with having issues, one of recurrent issues, or is the experience that you want to have one of, I figure out a comprehensive plan, I move forward with that comprehensive plan, and I go through a significant amount of work and investment up front, but then what I get on the back end is I just get a pat on the back every time I come in for my hygiene appointments, or things just don't break down for decades instead of you're having something happen every so many months or every year, right? And this is a decision that is personal for everybody, right? It's something that there's no right or wrong decision, but you have to think about what your lifestyle is. You have to think about, am I okay, saving money today, knowing that it's going to cost me more in the long run, knowing that I'm going to miss out on that peace of mind over the years that I could have had I just been proactive and moved forward with a more comprehensive plan. And before I continue on, I really want to define what a comprehensive plan is. I talk a lot about smile transformations. I'm really passionate about that, and I love transformational change in people's lives in general. But comprehensive dentistry fits into that, in that comprehensive dentistry means that we're going to address everything, right? We're going to address your joints, issues with sleep. We're going to address issues with your bite. We're going to address cavities, teeth at risk of breaking. We're gonna look at the system as a whole. And this kind of came up for us. To tell you a personal story, it's not dentistry, but it is related to deciding, do you want to fix something up, patch it up, or do you want to you just make a bigger investment up front and then enjoy the peace of mind. So my wife and we bought our house that we live in right now. We bought it, I guess it's a little over 3 years now. It's crazy how time flies, but a little over 3 years now. And it was a house that was a fixer-upper type house where somebody had actually come in and renovated it before we moved in. So we were like, cool, this is great. It looked nice on the surface. Everything was wonderful. And what we found when we moved in was that corners were cut and things were done cheaply, and things were just kind of patched up or covered over when there was really bigger problems underneath that needed to be addressed. And one of those things was our roof. our roof was leaking in a couple different spots, but in particular there was this spot over the refrigerator in the kitchen that there was this stain that kept on showing up, and we were like, okay, well, we can deal with this a little bit. We got it painted over and sort of temporarily patched up, and it came back. And it came back, kept on coming back. And we're like, what the heck is going on? So we finally had somebody come out and look at the roof, and they were determined, like, oh, there's a leak spot here, having an issue, but I can try to, like, put some I think it's called ice shield or something there, something to seal it up and kind of patch it up. And they did that, and the leak continued. And so then we had somebody else come out, and a professional roofer. It was a contractor the first time, professional roofer. And they looked, and they're like, yeah, there's a problem here with the roof that's a little bit more than maybe just patching up. But if I replace just this section of the roof, there's a section over our dining, our breakfast area here in the back. I'm actually standing pretty close to it. And we can just replace this section for whatever, a couple $1,000s. Or we can replace the whole roof, and it's going to cost $15,000 or whatever it was. I repressed the memory of it. So I think it was about that, though. And so we were looking at a possible fix, something that would sort of patch things up and get us a little bit further down the road. But the roof was old. The roof was probably within 5 years of absolutely needing to be replaced. So we were faced with making a decision between save money now and just sort of patch things up, and hopefully that fixed the leak, but we kind of like know that a bigger decision is looming with actually replacing the whole roof, and we could have done that. But I'm a big believer in practicing what I preach, and what I felt in that my wife and I felt the same way, was that, yeah, it kind of is unfortunate that we got to make this decision, but we got to make the decision, and the right decision was to replace the whole roof. And we won't have to replace the roof ever again. We'll sell this house with this roof on someday, most likely, and we're done. We have peace of mind. When it snows, when there's a huge rainstorm or whatever, we don't even think about the roof anymore. We don't worry about it. And so that peace of mind is something that often gets overlooked when making a decision to pursue something that's more short-term or more long-term. So this applies directly to dentistry, because this is the decision that people are making a lot. Hey, you had a tooth break over here. It broke because you have issues with your bite, and you have issues with your bite that are going to be present even if we do that crown and we fix that tooth for X amount of investment. And so now we go ahead and now they're deciding between, okay, let's fix this tooth, or do we fix the underlying problem and fix the tooth? So do we fix the whole system and the tooth, and then that new crown and everything in the whole system is going to be more stable and last longer? So when that question comes up for people, I advise them generally, if you are in a place where you want to make a long-term decision for yourself and an investment that is a much better long-term investment, then I really want you to think about and consider going through a comprehensive evaluation and figuring out a comprehensive plan that may involve some changes in your bite. It may involve treating multiple teeth that are looming problems in the future, and it may involve cosmetics, because a lot of times cosmetics are both functional and cosmetic, right? So when you have teeth that are damaged, and now things are breaking down with your bite, and teeth are breaking, cracking, things like that are starting to happen, and teeth need to be restored in the front of your mouth, cosmetics come into play. So now it's an opportunity to not only improve the function and health of your teeth and do something that's going to long-term be a fantastic investment, but it's a chance to enhance your smile as well. So these things sort of go back and forth, and they overlap with each other. So I hope that information is useful. Please, if you have any questions related to this issue or this question, I would love to hear them. I think that this is something that's extremely important in dentistry, that we have this discussion about this, and patients can get this information, because the decision is always personal, and it's always dependent on where you are in your life, what you're willing to invest in time and money, and what it is that you want for your life experience moving forward when it comes to dentistry. So thanks for tuning into this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and maybe next time or on a future video I'll get into my vegetable garden, and I'll kind of show you guys how things are progressing with what we've planted. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care now.